Is it a good idea to start over in your 40s? I will give you myself as an example. I started over pretty much at 41 years old, 41. And I wasn't single. I was married already. And I already had 2 kids. I had 2 twin girls, and they were about a year old at the time when I was completely starting over from scratch. Okay? So the main reason for me to start over was moving from one state to another. So I literally moved from New York to Texas, and I've lived in Texas now for 5 years. There's multiple reasons of why I moved from New York to Texas. I mentioned those in other videos, and you can check those out as well. Just browse through my playlists and you will find them. Now, is it a good idea to start over? If you're not in a situation that you feel good in, if you're not making enough money, if you feel anxiety where you feel that you won't be able to provide enough for your family or to provide what you want to provide for your family, and have a decently comfortable life and not necessarily a rich life. I'm not looking for a rich life. I'm just looking for a comfortable life where I have enough for me and my family. I'm not looking to be a billionaire or anything like that. So if you're working a 9 to 5 or a 7 to 5 or whatever it might be, and you feel that you're working for someone and you're working your ass off and you're getting paid okay money, but at the end of the month, you pay your bills, not much left over. Even if you wanted to take a vacation or a trip with your kids or purchase something for them that's a little bit larger or for yourself, you're always strapped. You can't really do it because if an emergency comes up, then you're screwed. If you want to get out of that kind of a situation, yes, starting over is definitely a great move. But there's 2 things or 3 things you have to start over with the correct mindset. That's one. And then you have to kind of know what you're going to do. Start doing it and not give up after 2, 3, or 4, or 5, or even 6 months. You got to stick to it. You got to put your foot down and go for it. And it's a risky move. Like I said, I already had 1-year-old kids. My wife was out of work, taking care of the children. The company was downsizing. They let her go right after she had kids. It was a crazy situation for us. And I was working a freaking 9 to 5, just making enough money to pay our bills barely and being left with 0. Then when we moved to Texas, of course, the cost of living for us went down a little bit because the rent is lower. Food is lower, gas prices were lower, a lot of things went down. But, you still have to pay those bills. And when I moved, I had a big decision to make. Am I looking for a job? Or am I doing something of my own? And all of my life, I worked for somebody. But I always felt like I hate that authority over me. I hate somebody being over me, constantly telling me what to do, when to do it, how to do it. And even if I work my ass off, yes, I could get a thank you or a great job or whatever, but very rarely I see that difference financially where it allows me to have a more comfortable life because I work my ass off. Usually that does not happen. So what I'm trying to say is it's a great idea. It was from looking back 5 years, it was a great idea for me because I'm now in a so much better situation, much less stress, much more income. I mean, guys, I'm not bragging here, but I'm making about the same amount of money from my YouTube side hustle that I made in my full-time job in a month in New York. And I'm making that from my YouTube side hustle from a different channel in a month. Plus, I'm running a business and I'm constantly, you know, providing service for people in the Texas area that I live in, making that money. So much more money coming in. It allowed me to create that kind of a situation, but it wasn't easy. The first 2 to 3 years, it was pretty damn tough. Good thing we had a little bit of savings that got us through, but I had to work my ass off to have people to get to know me, to remember me, to provide the best service I can. And you have to do that in whatever you do. So, you know, that's, you have to, like I said, that goes all to the one point where you have to go into that kind of a situation with the right mindset. No quit mentality. Set a goal for yourself. Set realistic expectations. I told myself I need at least 2 years to get to a level of income just from my business. I didn't even know my YouTube's going to grow that much. But just from my business, I gave myself a 2-year minimum to get to a level where I'm paying my bills and I'm able to start to put away a little bit of money or invest a little bit of money. Minimum. So it does take time, but it's definitely worth it. And I was out of a job. So if you're staying in the same state and you want to start over, it might be slightly easier for you, because if you still have a job, you can start a side hustle on the weekend, and your mentality has to change. You know, stop thinking of, oh, everybody's going to a bar, I got to go to a bar. Everybody's watching a game tonight, I got to watch that game tonight. Everybody, you know, is doing this, I got to do this with them because of the pressure, peer pressure and all that. I mean, dude, we're adults. What peer pressure? What's more important than providing for your family, providing for your kids, providing for yourself a life that you're happy with and have the least amount of stress possible? What's more important than that? Going out for an evening at a freaking bar? Or watching a game? Listen, I love the NBA. I love basketball. I've loved the New York Knicks since 1990. That's my team. But that's not my priority. That's just extra entertainment after everything else is done. These players don't know me. They don't give a shit about me. They're not going to help me out or provide for my family. So it's a good idea to start over 100% and make sure you start over doing something that you love to do, you want to do, that gives you pleasure in doing. That's just my advice for that kind of a question. Is it worth starting over after 40? 100%. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I will gladly answer them and give any advice I possibly can. If it's a question that requires a longer response, I'll make a damn video about it. So just so you guys know, I'm trying to respond to every possible comment I can. And if I'm going to be responding through a video, I'm going to respond in a comment letting you know, listen, I'm going to make a video on this. So please like the video, share the video with people that might be interested in hearing what I have to say. And, you know, put your comments in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Take care.